So far, this is what's all into the pot. Shredded carrot, some shredded broccoli, my cut up ham, and I diced up an onion, and my scalloped potatoes. And one man's leftover is going to make a beautiful meal for my lunch. What do you do with your leftovers? Well, with me, I recreate a whole brand new fresh meal that is so tasty. So you can come along with me. I'm going to reheat my scalloped potatoes that I made last night for friends for a dinner. And I'm going to add back some of the chopped up ham, some fresh shredded carrot, and some broccoli. And we're going to make a homemade potato soup, potato and ham soup. It's going to be good. And some sliced onion. Stay along. Alright, I'm kind of ready to assemble things. Let me turn you back into here. I have my bowl of leftover scalloped potatoes. They are rather thick, but that's why we're going to add milk. But I want to put them into my pan first. And then I'm going to chop them up, or mince them up a little bit more. Because you don't want big flakes of potatoes in your soup, slices. So I'm going to cut them up a little bit more and mince it up a bit with my handy tool. So now we'll clean that off. I've already shredded up some broccoli and some carrots. So we'll put in some fresh milk. Enough so that it makes into a nice soup. And enough liquid, pardon me, to cook my new vegetables that I'm going to put in. I think I'm just going to put all of it in. It's not that much, but it'll be enough soup for 2 people for lunch, and then some leftovers to freeze. I think I'm going to chop that up just a little bit more. Okay. So now I'll turn on my heat. I'll start heating that up. I'm going to put in my minced up broccoli and my minced up carrot. And it won't take long to cook those, but the orange and the green will give it a nice color. And I've got my minced up ham, and we're just going to reheat it and cook it long enough on a nice medium heat to get my vegetables all tender. And the seasoning, there's already in the prefabbed scalloped potato kit that I had, it already had garlic and I think Parmesan in it and a fair bit of salt. So because the ham is salty, I'm not going to add any more salt until I taste test it right before I eat it. So do you use leftovers, or do you just get rid of them because your family doesn't like eating leftovers? Some leftovers, I guess, really don't reheat very nicely. But scalloped potatoes, oh my goodness, they really reheat beautifully. I could have just made a nice plate of scalloped potatoes and ham for a meal for supper. But I'm like, no, I think I was feeling like soup. It's very rainy here in Ontario today and cooled down a lot. So I'm like, no, I think a nice soup is what we're needing. So that's what I created. It's just starting to bloop in here nicely. And being that it's a Sunday, I'm like, no, I would like to have an easy meal today. So if you eat any leftovers, what's yours? Cold potatoes can be fried up and make a real nice fried potatoes. They are also very yummy. Don't know, I guess I really try to not throw out too much and try to reuse as much as I can. It's all good food. You just have to repurpose it and give it new life. So that's what we're trying for today. I think we're even going to add a few candied jalapenos in to spice up the soup. I'm not going to go nuts on it because we don't like that much heat, but it does give a nice zing of flavor. I have to be careful when I'm cooking it here because the milk will scorch on the bottom of the pan. And nobody wants scorched soup, but you just want to move it around a bit and keep an eye on it. and it won't be long till we're eating a hearty lunch. Thought I'd show you how my little soup is blipping away there. It just got to be stirred a bit. I did put a good cup of water, at least almost 2 cups of water in it. And I did add half a teaspoon of salt because it just was a little thinned out on the salt, and potato soup to me has to have a nice salt flavor. Well, I think it's cooked long enough. Let's serve up some soup. And we'll put the jalapenos into each bowl, and that way each person gets their individual amount of jalapenos, because not everybody likes to have a lot of jalapenos in the soup. So we'll get a fork out and we'll get some of these candied jalapenos. We'll put them in our soup and they can be stirred into as we go. I think potato soup needs to have some nice black pepper. And we're going to, just because we can, put on some nice cheese. Shredded cheese on top of our potato soup. So we're having potato soup au gratin. Is that what the proper term would be? So what do you think? I think this looks like a big bowl of yumminess. I'm going to let this cool down so I don't burn myself. The jalapenos will be enough heat. I don't need to actually get physically burnt. Back in a second. Well, this might get exciting. I put myself a whole jalapeno slice on there, but I've got cheese and onion and ham and broccoli. Woo! That old jalapeno has some zing to her. It sure made that soup tasty. Because not only is the jalapeno hot, but it's sweet. It's a very candied type of a jalapeno. That is one amazing bowl of soup. I hope you try it. Whether you have leftover scalloped potatoes and ham, try and make a ham and potato soup. Comfort food at its best on a cold, rainy day. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye. Blessings to you and your family.